Alright, let's get started. Welcome everyone. Thank you very much for the follow, Chich Toby. Welcome, I do hope you are enjoying my content. Let's jump straight into it. So, what we were doing last time, if I cd into the right branch, make sure I'm on the right branch, git checkout, feature, card, 433, child, objects on sprint. We'll try to actually get some data from the back end and port it to the front end in a particular format. Now, having a look at having a bit of read on the weekend and stuff like that, I've realized that the left outer joins are not quite possible on Django as I want them to be. So we will have to do some raw SQL, and I'm having issues with the pop-out chat. Okay, no problem. Anyway, let's jump straight into it. So Django raw SQL. So we've got two options here, and we should draw up the pros and cons. So let's reset the canvas. Let's start this up. Let's do this. Let's go pro and con. All right, like so. So two queries. And we're going to do raw query. So straight away, the pro is ORM. The con is two queries we've got to join in front end. Oops. And we're on that break. All right. Good time. How's everyone going? Hopefully you're going well. I got my Rubik's Cube here. Gonna move some stuff around on my desk. It's a bit cluttered here at the moment. I gotta clean this up. Got my camera gear over here. Got bits and bobs over there. So yeah, gotta get it all cleaned up. All right. So with the cube, we'll do orange first. Orange, very, very bottom. Wrong way, sorry. Like that, all right, cool. And then what I want to do, bang, 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 bang. All right. Okay, And I've just got to be careful of the time. 18 seconds left. All right. I'm just having a quick look. See what I can do. Can't do much at the moment. I can at least do this one move in. Okay. Anyway, welcome back, everyone. Let's put that there. Let's go here. Let's go workstation. We can see Socks is here. It is very hot here today. For those wondering what the temperature is at the moment, it's 38 degrees Celsius. It is hot in here. So it's currently in the room. It's 13.9 Celsius. For those in freedom units, that's 87.6 Fahrenheit. So yes, it's hot. Excuse me whilst I sweat a little bit more. Sorry, sweetie. Can I have my mouse back? Thank you. All right, cool. So, you've got to do two queries to be joined on front end. Excuse my handwriting. Raw query, the pro is one query. No ORM. Which is a bit of a pity. I don't know how we're going to handle the raw queries and send them to the front end. It could be as simple as we can just convert it in JSON and stuff like that. So yeah. Recommended bit rate. All right, give me 2 seconds. Sorry, I'm getting a little warning. I don't know. All right. The con being actually, yeah, no RRM is the con. All right, Socks, you are knocking the mouse. All right, so we've got one query, no RRM. Yes, I know, but I need some room for my mouse movement. All right. So, yeah, those are the pros and cons that I can think of off the top of my head. The 2 queries to be joined up here, that's going to be the most annoying. Whereas having it in one query, that's going to work a lot for us. The con up here is front end and slowness. I don't want to say slowness. Joining. So there's going to be a lot more code in the front end to join all of this up together, which is not ideal. It's a lot of more places for something to go wrong. Down here, one big query is one large SQL statement, which, to be fair, is not necessarily a con in itself. I've seen really large SQL statements before, and they've had to be that large because of what they've been doing. So I'm not going to take that as a full con. Another sort of thing is we can, with the pros, the one query, we can find other child joins easily. So what I mean is, if you've got a task that's in 2 different places, we can actually find, hey, there's another task in another place. We can't exactly make this a no. It has to be a child object of something. All right. So I'm kind of leaning on the raw queries, to honestly tell you the truth. I think I don't want to spend a lot of time in the front end combining the data or dealing with anything like that. I think it's just going to get harder and harder and harder for that to actually happen. I can think of just way too many issues. Excuse me, I forgot to plug back in my iPad and I can see it's running out of power. Oops. There we go. Alright. You can trust this computer. Actually, let's just cancel. You're fine. Alright, so let's do some raw queries. Sorry, socks. Not really. Are you hot and bothered? Yes, you want to be on your windowsill. I'll take that off. Come on. No, come on. It'll be colder for you. There we go. Alright. So, Django raw SQL. So, Django will allow you to do raw SQL. I've got to finish doing the survey. I was halfway through it. Alright, Django gives you 2 ways of performing raw SQL queries. You can use manage.raw to perform raw SQL queries and return model instances, or you can avoid the model layer entirely and execute custom SQL directly. So, I'm leaning that we're probably going to be doing the second one because there probably won't be a model we're going to return to. Explore the ORM before using raw SQL. Django ORM provides many tools to express queries without writing raw SQL. Yes, and all the queries we've done in NearBeach have been using the ORM, and it's been great. It's just we haven't had the ability to do a left outer join without it being trippy and all that stuff. The query set API is extensive. Yes, it is. You can annotate and aggregate using many built-in database functions. Yes, you can. So, for example, we've been aggregating and annotating a lot of stuff. A good example with the aggregate is, I think we use it on the public profile pictures. Whether or not someone actually has one, if they do, so forth like that. And annotate, we use annotate all the time. Beyond those, you can create custom query expressions. Before using raw SQL, explore the ORM as one of the supported channels to see if ORM supports your use case. So we have done that. We sadly haven't gotten what we wanted to, which is fine. You should be careful whenever you write raw SQL. Every time you use it, you should properly escape any parameters that the user can control by using params. Yes, you should. So a user could easily go in and do Bobby drop tables in order to protect against SQL injection attacks. Please read more about SQL injection protection. So there's some sort of stuff. But if we go xkcd Bobby drop tables, I like this one. It's like, hi, your son's school. We're having some computer trouble. Oh dear, did he break something? In a way. Did you really name your son Robert with a little escape character drop table students? Oh yes, little Bobby tables we call them. Well, we lost this year's students' records. I hope you're happy. So, her daughter name is Help I'm Trapped in a Driver's License Factory. So yeah, good old classic XKCD. Oops, that one opened up in both. So, performing raw queries. The raw manager method can be used to perform raw SQL queries that return model instances. So, manage.raw. Raw query params translation nuns. This method takes a raw SQL query, executes it, and returns Django DB models raw query set instance. This raw query set instance can be iterated over like a normal query set to provide object instances. This is best illustrated with the example. Suppose you had the following models. So we got the for P in person objects raw, and then print P. So yeah, it's pretty simple. And I need my mouse. Socks, you don't need to clean me. Sorry, Socks is currently cleaning me. Alright, this example is very exciting. It is exactly the same as running a person object.all. However, raw has a bunch of other options that makes it powerful. So, warnings. No checking is done on the SQL statement that is passed into .raw. Django expects that the statement will return a set of rows from the database, but does nothing to enforce that. If the query does not return a row, a possible cryptic error will result. And another warning, if you are performing... And the Bob that I know! Thank you very much for the subscription again. 3 months, nice. Thank you very much. How are you going, the Bob that I know? Hopefully you're going well. Hopefully you're going good. This is how I'm going at the moment. Yep, it's hot. So you'll start seeing me sweat very soon. So yeah, this room was already hot from today. So it's just going to get hotter and hotter and hotter. If you're performing queries on MySQL, note that MySQL's silent type coercion may cause unexpected results when mixing types. If you query on a string type column, but with an integer value, MySQL will concurse all types of the value in the table to an integer before performing the comparison. For example, if your table contains the values ABC, D, E, F, and you query for a column where my column 0, both rows will match. To prevent this, perform the correct typecast before using the value in the query. Alright, cool. And hey, Rich Coats Web, how are you going? You're in the process of throwing the Python baby out of the Nux bathwater. Fair enough. Fair enough. Just one of those days, or are you refactoring? Okay, mapping query fields to a model. So the raw automatically maps fields in a query to fields on the model. The order of the field in your queries doesn't matter in words. Both the following queries work identically. All right, it's the same sort of query, but the fields are messed up. Matching is done by name. That means that you can use SQL as clause to map the features in the query to model fields. So if you had some other tables that had person data in it, you could easily map it into person instances. All right, cool. So we can do person.object.raw. Oh, nice. Using Django for API just got too complex. Completed refactor. Nux API support with Prisma. It appears to be so much easier. Fair enough. Oh yeah. Always use the tools that are best for you. Also, we have socks here. Just in case you're wondering what I'm doing with my arm. As long as the name matches the model, instance will be created correctly. Alternatively, you can map fields in the query to model fields using the translation argument to raw. This is dictionary mapping name of the fields in a query to names of fields of a model. For example, above query could be written as name map first name. All right, yep, cool. Index lookup, sorry. Oh, it's gonna be hard. Raw supports indexing, so if you only... I messed up my line. Raw supports indexing, so if you only need the first result, you can write... Alright, cool, sweet. Deferred, model field. Fields may also be left out. People equals, yep. Alright, cool. So the first name will be done. This will be retrieved on demand. Oh, all right, cool. Adding notation. Age of birth from. All right. Yeah. We're not using that. Site is up at the moment, total Django, but just getting the API to do stuff and will be externally accessible. Keeps breaking everything for no apparent reason. Okay. Oh. Sorry to hear you went through that. Alright, warning, do not use string formatting on the queries or quote placeholders in your SQL strings. Yeah, alright. It's tempting to write the above query as query select from my person where last name %s %l name, but don't do it. You might also think your query should be quoted like this. Don't either of these mistakes. As discussed in SQL injection protection, use params argument, and leaving the placeholder unquoted protects you from SQL injection attacks. A common exploit where attackers inject arbitrary SQL into your database, and if you're using string interpolation or quote the placeholder, you're at risk of SQL injection. Fair enough. Aiming to be totally rebuilt by Jan 1. Ooh, that's like in 15 days. If I could get there. Discord and Twitch bots are on the dev slate for January. Fair enough. Yeah, I can't believe next year's in 15 days. So, yeah, I've got a plan next week too. Executing custom SQL directly. So, sometimes even managed raw isn't quite enough. You might need to perform queries that don't map cleanly to models, which I think this is what's going to happen. We might have extra, we'll definitely have 2 extra fields and stuff like that. Yeah. So I'm going to need to do a lot of that. Your socks here. Yeah, you're getting scratched. You're all quite hot, aren't you? You're like, yeah, it's so hot. In these cases, you can always access the database directly, routing around the model layer entirely. The object Django database connection represents the default database connection. To use these database connections, call the connection cursor to get the cursor object, and then call cursor execute SQL params to execute the SQL cursor fetch one and cursor fetch all to return the resulting rows. Oh, nice. 15 days to do the API front end and back end. Do you think it's possible? I started yesterday, by the way. That depends how big it is. Well, considering you're quite familiar enough with a lot of it, I think you might power through it. I'm assuming you know Nux a lot better. You've seen the Vault website before. Ah, okay, yes. I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to say you're going to make giant strides there. Never use Nux. Alright. You're going to make some strides towards it. I reckon you could potentially do it. If you're on holidays working, if you're on holidays and you're working on this, definitely. Yeah. Alright, so, socks. I can't reach that over here. I've got to reach all the way over here just to do, whoa, hello. Alright, so, we will want to do something like this. We wouldn't want to fetch one, we'll fetch all. To protect against SQL injection, you must not include quotes around the S placeholder in the SQL string. Note that if you want to include literal percentage signs in the query, you have to double them in case you're using parameters. All right, cool, yep. Excuse me. So that's perfectly fine. So we do something like this. And then I'm just wondering how we're going to convert it into JSON. We've also got to get our SQL query up and running. It will be a left outer join. So the idea is let's say we do tasks, we look at tasks, we see what tasks the user is assigned to, and we go, all right, cool. We want these particular tasks with this left outer join. Not working at the moment at all, long-term 6, so that's easy enough. Currently, I've done the database schema and one single endpoint. I think you can do it. How many endpoints are there? Two. All right, so I'm going to keep it on this page. We're going to go over here. We're going to go and play around with this. So I want to go source, VM bin activate. I want to go Python 3 manage shell, and then from here I'm going to go from NearBeach.models import everything, and then they've got their Django from Django DB import. Oh, what was it? Cursor connection. All right, and then they've got a cursor. All right, cool. So it's with connection.cursor as cursor. So with connection. Am I spelling that right? I think so. Hang on, sucks. I need my mouse, please. Thank you. What did I do? Oh, I put the silly enough put function at the end of that. All right, cool. So what we want is cursor dot execute. And I'm just going to move this over here and just do that. So you guys get to see socks. And she's like, oh, trying to make me on that. All right. So if I go select everything from NearBeach underscore task. We get something like that. And then we need the cursor dot. All right, cool. So if I go at, let's try that again. Sorry, with connection dot cursor as cursor. 1, 2 cursor dot execute. Select everything from NearBeach underscore task, and then we want a equals cursor dot fetch all, and then we got a, and then boom. Now a is just a simple array and stuff like that. I don't know how to serialize it. I think if I go import JSON, and I'll catch up on chat. Probably 50 for the moment, but that will increase. Oh, fair enough. I reckon you could get to the POC, proof of concept, at least. So yeah, maybe minimal viable product. All right, JSON.serial. I don't know how to serialize all off the top of my head. So it looks like we can do something like that. We do get everything in there, like so. Yeah, so if we, sorry, I'm just going to open up a new tab. I'm just going to npm run watch here. Got an ad break in 5 minutes. All right. So I had to make a change on something. All right, so done that. I'm gonna get rid of that. We're gonna start up this, and we're gonna go to localhost. We're going to go find sprints. We're picking any sprint, it doesn't really matter. What we want is we want to open up this, and we've got the get data. And we're looking at the response, and we're like object response. And we're like, all right, cool. So everything's got to be in that sort of shape. Title, description, status ID, higher order status, start date, end date, object type, object ID, and it's got to be in a JSON dump way. Okay, sorry, I'm just thinking how the backend's going to handle all of this. And what I could potentially do is I could replace one of these. So let's close all tabs. Let's open up this. Let's go. What is it called? Get data. Okay, for the get chart, get data. All right, so we've got the object results. That's the get object results. We're gonna go to that particular thing, and we're like, all right, cool. Here's the sprint. There's the project get order results. What? Oh, and then we union these at the end, don't we? Yeah. So this will all just become one giant SQL statement. Trying to pick up this pen. Okay, hang on just 1 second. SQLite temporary table. Alright, so one thing we could potentially do is because we've got the object assignment table. What I'm thinking of doing is, because we use it over and over and over again, is we could potentially filter for stuff in it. And we do it in here. So requirement items, object filter, sprint assignment results. Oh, actually no, we do it in the sprint assignment results. All right. And I'm just wondering if I should do a temp table for that and then filter on that. Alright, so the idea is the temp table will get all objects related to the sprint. Alright, ignore the jagging thing. Socks is hitting the mouse with her tail. So the idea is we'll get all of that. The pro of this is we're not querying the data constantly, so not a large table. We're only doing a small table of that. That could potentially be done. That it should be fairly easy to do. And then all we're doing is we're just doing joins, making sure that that particular field is not null. And then just doing a join. And everyone will be happy. All right. Yeah. Okay. So. All right. Now I'm waiting for these ads to happen. Hello, ads. Pre-rolls are off in about 40 seconds. All right, so there they are. That time. Actually, I'll do this. For those who are on YouTube, we run ads on Twitch. The idea is every half an hour we run some ads, so that way people who join on Twitch don't get pre-rolled ads. So yeah. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna quickly do this to entertain you guys. Good to see how long. All right, 40 seconds. Let's see if I can at least get this somewhat sorted. Okay. All right. All right, do that, and then do that. Getting hot in here. It is 32 degrees Celsius in here. It's boiling. Okay, I'm gonna go to the rest of the house and be like, "Whoa, this is cold." All right, welcome back, everyone. All right, I am gonna do that. All right, cool. All right, let's get back into it. So I kind of want to test it with these. Now I know this is used in multiple different places. I've got to figure out what happens in those other places before I just go in here and just be like, yeah, changing all this code. All right. Sorry, I'm getting distracted with this thing now because it's almost completed. Alright, sorry. I really should put this distraction down. I haven't got headlights. Alright, no, I don't. Now I have headlights. Oh, no, I don't. There, headlights. I'm gonna put that over there. Alright, let's see. I've got 3 usages. I've got it here, which is the get data. I've got it somewhere else is calling it in the sprint views. And this is add object to sprint. Oh, and it sends back the data as JSON. All right, cool. So for the moment, we're gonna play around with this. Sorry, because you're in the way. Sorry, sweetie. Got a perfectly fine bed. All right. In this sort of case, it JSON loads. Yeah, all right, cool. And if we go to this, we're unioning it, and then we're dumping it. All right, cool. And I think we can use JSON dumps. Yeah. The JSON encoder, Django JSON encoder. All right. So we've got the sprint object results. Let's go over here. Let's go through this. Just wondering how I can create a temporary table and then select from it further down in the script. For example, create temporary table, temp table as select ID, sum cost, and so forth like that. Ideally, I want to have a temp table, then use it later in the script to reference from. Any help will be great. All right, cool. So the idea is we do a calculation up the top, and then we get a small table, and then we just easily manipulate that small table. And the table will be a lot smaller than the rest of the table. Simply refer the table as .temp table or table. Lattice only if it's a unique table name. All right, so drop table if exists, temp table 1. Oh, this isn't re-adding of example. Create temporary table, temp table 1 as select. There are a few issues with this example, bar the misuse of aggregated commented out. Following works. Note my conventions. I've added underscore to the table names. Yeah, if it's gonna create the table, that's not what I want. I want something temporary. If it's only to be used by one select statement, you can use the with clause. That's probably what I want. Because if it's going to be one table, yeah, with table name as da-da-da, yep, all right, cool. Yeah, we don't want the as select statement that returns 2 columns. All right, cool. Yeah. So we're going to play around with this. Actually, I'm going to put this on its own page. All right, so let's open up the database. Let's go to sites NearBeach. All right, cool. Let's play around. I'm just going to grab this for reference. We're going to comment it out because we don't need it. So first we want width. We want temp table. What we'll have in there is let's browse data. Let's go sprint. Not sprint audit table. I think sprint object assignment results. Yeah, this particular table. So all we need is the sprint object ID. So I'm just going to go ID and then project ID, requirement ID, sprint ID, task ID. Already forgotten. Project requirement item. Alright, as, and then we open it up like this, and go select, sprint. It's going to go select everything from NearBeach underscore sprint object assignment. And now we're just going to something like this. So this would be sprint object assignment ID, project ID, requirement, item ID, task ID, and sprint ID. All right, so if we actually run that, we get an error. Incomplete input. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And hey, Trigger, how are you? How's it going today? Well, I'm waiting for this to drop. That's it in Celsius. So it's currently 32 in this room. It is hot. So, yeah, that's how the day's going. How are you going, at least? All right, so I've mucked up somewhere. I think. All right. I'm just gonna do that. Nope. Yeah, it doesn't like that. I'm just gonna. As open brackets. Did it want the 3 dots? No, I can't want the 3 dots. No, that's silly. Alright, I've done something wrong. So, we're going to read the docs. So, overview. With recursive ZTE table name as we've just skipped all that, and then we've got the select statement. All right. Yeah, it's 9 degrees Celsius here, so a lot cooler. Fair enough. Just got up So morning coffee, then time for work while lurking all day. Fair enough. Yes, 9 degrees Celsius. It's yeah, that would be definitely cold. I would also be complaining if it's cold, that cold. So yeah. All right. So I'm just gonna. Copy that. I'm just gonna paste what they've got. Executed finish without errors resulted in a lot of rows in. All right, cool. Now, what if I got rid of? Oh, there's a lot. Definitely a lot of rows in there. Oof. All right. So. Alright. Let's write a quick little statement. We don't comment the. Oh, doesn't matter. So what we want, select distinct. I'm just going to put everything at the moment from NearBeach. This one. Where 1 equals 1. Alright, easy done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to shrink this down. I don't know what values I need at the moment, but what we will need and is deleted equals 0. Alright. So off the bat, we won't need the date created, date modified. So we'll need the sprint object assignment. We'll need the, not the change user ID, but the project ID. We'll need the requirement item ID. We'll need the sprint ID. And then we'll need the task ID. Okay. So if I hit run, we've got all of this, which is perfectly fine, which is what we want. Alright, thank you, Socks. We also, as a safeguard, and sprint ID will actually equal a value, but we're not going to put that here at the moment. We'll actually be keying that in. So, yeah, that will be the user ID. Oh, sorry, the sprint ID will pass through. Sorry, my bad. Because we're looking at the sprint ID. Alright, so from there, we're happy with that. So I'm going to go with... See, I'm going to copy their example because it just works perfectly fine. And we're just going to end this off. So with this one, we won't need recursive. I'm pretty sure we won't. What we're going to call it, temp table. We're just going to call it temp table. So, yep, I just realized that could be interpreted wrong. We're going to copy this. We're going to paste it in as, and then we're going to copy this. We're going to paste it in like this. And we need to copy this and replace this. And we need to, I'm just going to put a, so we're selecting everything. Alright, it doesn't like it. Why didn't you like it? What if we just got one ID? Like so. doesn't like it. Execution failed with errors. All right. Cool. So the temp table can do that. And that's what we want. Cool. Now the one problem I realize is, what if someone's using MySQL? That's going to be different, isn't it? And the width won't work. All right. All right. So with column 1, select 1 and 2, union 1, 2, 3, 4 from, yep, all right, cool. Now they've got a CTE. I think this might work. Now the one problem is, if we actually look up the Django database support. So Postgres, MariaDB, MySQL, Oracle. So we're just going to double check Oracle. Did you just knock my sunscreen off the top of the desk? Yes, you did. It's way too hot in here, socks. Way too hot. All right, so with clause, subquery factoring in Oracle. So in here, create table, EMP, insert department. All right, cool. The example below uses the following table. All right, select. Okay, with department count as, select. Okay, it does look like it uses using function in contra with oh, that's tiny text. All right, so with function, that's a bit different. Yeah, I need to sort of boot up a Oracle database, put NearBeach on it, and test it. And this is one of those things that I do want to kind of do. I do want to test it on multiple different databases. I hadn't had the need to yet. Mainly reason why is because I've been using Django ORM all this time. This is one of those cons, being like, if I do it this way, is my SQL going to work across all of those supported databases? We don't have any plans of supporting MS SQL at the moment, mainly because it isn't here. It isn't in the support for Django. I can't guarantee that everything's going to work. But for these particular ones, I do want them to work. So Postgres should run fine. MariaDB and MySQL, yeah, that should run fine. I can run a couple of tests for those. We've got a temp database. I can easily just jump on there and test them out. Oracle is the only one which I'm a bit like, I don't know. Don't know if we can. This one looks like, alright, socks. No, you can't keep coming back and forth like that. With recursivity as values. So yeah, I've just got to test it. just wondering how I could quickly test stuff. Well, I'll tell you what. I can write out the SQL query, I can put it in, and then I can jump in and be like, all right, cool. Let's connect NearBeach up to Postgres, MySQL, and Oracle DB. Let's go to hub.docker.com. Let's look up Oracle. Verified publisher. All right, Oracle DB. Surely when you write NearBeach out, you have the right to say it needs Postgres, MariaDB, and certain databases are not supported. SQLite, for example, would be a nightmare. Oracle too. In this sort of case, I'm kind of wanting to support the same databases that Django does. All the queries so far in NearBeach are done through ORM. So the ORM handles all those differences between the databases. This is why I'm doing a bit of research as I'm writing out this particular query, being like, can I do it with a temp table where I can be like, create that particular temp table, shove the values that I need in it, and then reference just that temp table. The idea being is this particular table could be really, really large, and then what we're doing is we're shortening it to just this little tiny bit of data, and it should, in theory, be a bit quicker. Alright, we don't want Oracle Linux. I do know at one point they were like, yeah, people can use our database. Oracle Database free. That's what I want. Oracle Database 23 AI free offers the ability to experience Oracle Database with businesses throughout the world relying on their mission critical workloads. The resource limits of Oracle Database 3 are up to 2 CPUs for foreground processors, 2 gigs RAM. Yep. Let's get the container image. We probably only just need the light one. Alright, so they're Podman and stuff like that. Alright, cool. That's something after stream I can sort of read up on about. I won't read up on it now. We can continue with the query at least. But you're having to write raw SQL, which means a thing isn't default supported. Yes. And that is, you're right, you're 100% is, but, however, that being said, I can write this SQL without having to use the create the temp table with sort of statement. So the fallback of that is to do that. It just means that it could potentially be a bit slower once the that particular table increases in size. So yeah. And all I need to do is test on the other databases. Like testing on Postgres is going to be easy. I just get the container up and running, bang, test it. Testing on SQLite, we're writing in SQLite. Testing in MySQL, I've got NearBeach on MySQL. I can throw it into one of my instances and see if it'll run. So yeah. All right. And we can see from this that, yeah, it's got this similar sort of structure and stuff like that. So I think with MySQL, it's probably going to work without a problem. Has it gone down to 36? Once it reaches like 32, I'm opening up my window. Because it'll be the same degrees Celsius as in here. And then hopefully it just drops. Because it is hot in here. Okay, where is my database? Over here. Okay. I'm just clicking on that. Morning, good, dear. Yep, that's tracking. I'd rather be somewhere where it's 36 rather than the reported 4 degrees Celsius I'm sat in now. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, it was this weather when I was in Japan earlier this year, so I'm somewhat still used to it. So yeah. All right, so we've got this temp table running. Now, our next thing we want to do is if we look over here, so we've got this particular temp table done. We're wanting to run, I'm just going to copy this for reference purpose. And we're just going to do something like that. Oh, and I've got an incoming ad break. So with temp table, all of that, and then I want to key that off. In fact, I kind of want to write it like that. That makes more sense. All right. So with temp table, we're doing that, and then we select that, and we're all happy. Now, what we want to do is we want to create a project sort of stuff. So what we need to do is select distinct, and then in here, what we need is title, description, status ID, higher order status, and all of this sort of data down here. So I'm just going to actually copy this. We're going to paste it in. Ignore how it is at the moment. We're going to underwrite this very shortly. So 1, 2, and then what we want is the title. So I'm going to go from NearBeach project, like so, as project, as P. 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we want P dot project name, and then we just write as, and then we got title. So yeah. Then we got P dot, we've got project description as description, and then we're, whoa. P dot, and this will be project status ID as that. All right, and we've hit add some ads. All right, welcome. Let's get rid of the 4x4. I should put on, actually, it's ad time, not the secret screen. All right, I'm gonna have to bring that one over. All right, we've done that one tonight. That one's a stuffed one. I know I've got my other cube around somewhere. I was not playing with it today. Let's just say that. It's in the zone today. I don't know where I put it. Here's my other 3x3. Okay, we'll play with this one. This one's seen some sun damage. I should keep an eye on that time. I should also keep an eye on the sunlight. All right, so this one's pretty easy. Anyone can solve it. All you need to do is rotate everything so it all faces the right side. Pretty easy. I've known someone who sat down and figured this one out. And they were like, this is easy. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty easy. All right, and welcome back everyone. Okay, we'll go back into the workstation. We've almost done this one. Essentially what I want to do, I want to bring that one up. there was a way to do this. I think it's something like, hang on, go that way, then that way, then that way. There we go, pretty easy. If you want to solve a Rubik's Cube type of puzzle, there's one that's relatively simple. All right, Socks is here. She's like, sup? All right, so now we've already got this one problem. But that should be easy to solve. Yeah, that one should be easy to solve. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to do a left join on on that. So we'll add that in, and then we'll just go left join on. Sorry, left join, and then we've got NearBeach. Oh, what is this list? On project statuses, and then on, and then I'm going to put PS there. So on PS dot. Oh, it's been a while since I've had a look at this table. Give me a couple of seconds. Browse data. Let's go list of project statuses. Okay, so project status ID, and then we've got the higher order status, which is what we want to bring back. Okay, so project status ID equals project dot project status ID. So they're joined like that. Then what I got to do down here is just do a PS and then project higher order status as. Pretty easy. And then, oops, and then we need to do PS dot, no, just P, and then it is, Oh, why is that? Why am I drawing a blank? Date created. Oh, start date actually. No, that's not date created. That's project start date. Yeah, I thought it was that. And then p dot project end date. Okay, and then object type. We'll just do that. And object ID. And that should almost be it. So at the moment it's showing everything. We now need to filter for what's up here. So what we've got to do is we're going to have a where condition where 1 equals 1 and p dot project ID in, and then we just simply do select project ID from, and this is the temp table, from temp table. And up here, I will limit the ones up here in a second. So now we've got 2 that are up there. Oh yeah, don't forget to drop everyone, exclamation point drop, followed by your favorite emoji. I'm doing Judgmental Lily. Okay. So I don't know if I've got, let's have a look. Where's NearBeach? So sprint information, we've got the project. We want sprint 3, so we should only have one project now, the only administration. So if I go up here and go and sprint ID equals 3, and I just hit equals, boom. All right. So I can't see how the drop went because Socks is in the way. So for those wondering, I've got my little iPad being the screen feedback. I can't see it because Socks is in the way. All right, so I'm quite happy with that. That's getting all that back. Now, what we need to do is we need to sort of get the, we need to do a left outer join. So over here, we're gonna do a new line. We're gonna do a left outer join. This is where I need to start thinking about everything that goes into this. So, oh, that's a bit windy. Sorry, what am I trying to think? The left outer join. What we want to do is with the left outer join, we want to show some extra fields in there that will be like, all right, cool. This is a child of this type of object with this particular object ID. And from there, what we could potentially do is, yeah, that's what we need. And then we feed that to the front end, and the front end's like, all right, cool, this has got to belong under this particular object and that particular child, object ID. Yes, now I just got to write that out. And then once it's all written out, I've just got to test the query will work in Postgres and stuff like that. And I think when we're at that sort of point, that's when we test in Postgres. Oracle, I know it's going to take forever, Oracle. Give me 2 seconds, I'm just open up my window. I think a cool change has just come. Because it is boiling in here. All right, so I'm not going to do the left out. No, wait. Give me a couple of seconds. I'm liking where this is going. Okay, so we've done all that. We're all happy with that. I now need to figure out what I want to do. So under browse data, what I'm going to do, open up this, and we're going to open up, we're actually going to go to the front end because we've got this query here. We can actually click this query, open it up, and we want to go linked objects. So relates to is subject of that. We want to be like, all right, cool. We're going to make this a sub-object of that particular requirement item. There we go. And that's what we're looking for. Yep. Anyway, I'm also going to sit down because I've been standing for most of the day. Whoa. Okay. All right, so going back here, we've got the object assignment table. And if we go all the way down to the bottom, this 150 is the one we just created. As you see, it's got a project ID, it's a sub-object, and the parent link is requirement item. So we are We've also, there's a flip of that too. So instead of sub-object, hang on. I'm gonna put in another one. Bear with me, I wanna see the flip. So I'm just gonna open this up in a new tab. I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna be like, all right, cool. We can't do the proper links in here yet. Yeah, because that's a bug. Okay. Alright, not a problem. Let's do it from here. Let's create a new link. Let's go, alright, this is going to be for a task. Not a sub-object of, is parent of, and we're going to do the QA team. So it's parent of, boom. Go back here. We're going to refresh this data. We're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. I just want to see what the flip looks like. Sub-object of project. Alright, cool. So it will always be sub-object. I'm glad I set that up properly. Otherwise, it would have been really confusing to determine, hey, is this a sub-object or this and that, and stuff like that. So, yeah, it looks like I've done something smart. Alright, we're now looking for the sub-object of requirement item. So, what we need to do, I've been meaning to click on this. We want to, we're just selecting everything for the moment. Actually, we only really need project ID. No, I'm going to select everything. I'm going to keep this from NearBeach object assignment, where 1 equals 1. And I'm just going to key this in, like so. Yeah. It's gonna make life so much easier. So if we don't have P. So I'm gonna change that to object assignment. No such able temp table. But we just defined it up there. Oh, is it because we're... Alright. Oh. What I'm going to do, I'm gonna... There we go. Perfect. So, what we've got is we've got a bunch of stuff in here now, and we're going to go, all right, cool, we want this will be object assignment conditions, and we want and link relationship is always going to be a sub object, and the parent link is always going to be in this sort of case, it's only going to be in a requirement item. We're using an in because we're going to use in for tasks where it's going to be multiple. And that should be fine. So if I go that, sorry, I had a statement. So we got 1 in there. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Then all we need to do is select out the parent link, and now this is the requirement item. No, I don't need a case in this sort of case. All right, cool. So it will be project, it won't be project ID, it'll be requirement item ID. There we go, done. All right. So I'm gonna essentially place this code up in the code above. So what we want is we want a left outer join for the NearBeach object assignments, like so. And then what we're doing the connection on, so on, and we should go away here. So PS dot project ID equals OA, we should always go OA dot project ID equals P dot project ID. And then up here, we're going OA dot parent link and OA dot requirement item ID. Now, if I run this, we're going to get multiple rows for that one particular row. That's because some of these are null and all that kind of stuff, which is why we're going to put it in the conditions right now. So down here, we're going to have more conditions, and we're going to go and OA.link relationship equals subobject, and OA dot parent link in requirement item, like so. Oh. Oh, there, I must have typed something wrong in. And then we got it. There we go. Yeah, so the ID here is if it automatically imported as something that's already a sub-object, it'll automatically populate under the correct parent, which is great news. So yeah, and if it doesn't have a parent, it populates at the root level. So we now need to do the same thing for task, but task is going to be a little bit different. And I need to actually go up here as subobject as we're going to need what the object type is. That's not a problem. I'm not going to use parent link. What I'm going to use is just simple, like we did up before, as parent object. Parent object type and as parent object ID. So that makes sense if you're looking at it, be like, all right, cool, there we go. Now with the task, it could be one of two. It could either be a requirement item or it could be a project that the parent item is of, in which case we've got to start using case statements. So yeah. So I like this. This is coming along really well. And then if I go union, that didn't do what I was hoping for it to do. But that's fine. Let's go SQL Lite union. Query union all. All right. All right, cool. Well, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. So if I go union, we're just going to copy all this for the moment. We're going to paste it down here. We're going to edit it. Instead of project, we're going to have task instead. And I'm probably going to start a new query. We'll keep running with this particular one anyway. So I'm going to break up a few things here. Yeah, it's going to be easier if I start a new query. I'm actually going to save this one for reference. Just in case I lose it. It's there. I won't commit it to source though. So we'll open up a new one. We'll jump over here. We've got our tasks. So I'm just going to go up here. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go down here. I'm going to be like, all right, cool, there it is. We are going to comment that out like that. And we're going to actually copy all of this, paste it in here. We're going to do something like this. And we're going to do it like that. Don't worry about that. What I want to do is I want to still copy with this. Actually, we won't need that one. Ooh, we're going to ad break in 5 minutes. We're going to copy this. I'm going to put it at the top because we need that sort of in this particular query. What I'm doing is I'm building this query separately. Then I'm going to put it in the other one with the union. And then we're going to do the same thing with the requirement items, except the requirement items are going to be really simple because the requirement items are going to be at the top. They're essentially a user story but broken down, and they don't have parent. They have child elements, but they don't have a parent element. So with this, what we want to do is we want to do the same thing. We want to select, and then we'll go through all of this from NearBeach task. All right, and then we're just doing where to one at the moment. We also need the join. It will be left join on. It will be the NearBeach list of task statuses on, and we're going to have T for this table, TS for this table. We're going to go TS dot, and it should be task status ID equals T dot task status ID. Pretty simple stuff. So the title, we can actually look down here and see what it is and stuff like that. So we're going to go T dot this as title, and then down here we're going to go T dot task long description as T dot task status ID as, and then T dot, this will be TS dot task higher order status as, this will be TS dot task start date, task end date, easy done. We all know how this works. And then TS dot, actually no, this won't be a TS at all. This will be in quotations. This will be quite literally task. And then the object ID is going to be T dot, oh, these, I'm going to do it like that. T dot task ID. I'm missing a little. All right, sweet. So that's the basic version. Oh, it doesn't like it. What happened? Oh, yeah, I just got to get rid of the end one. Sorry about that. There we go. So we've got all our tasks. Now we're using the sprint ID 3 up here again. Now we've got to input the same sort of thing in here, but what we're going to do is we're just going to copy all of these. We're just going to do this. So all of that should override the where. So we've got a left outer join. That's all fun and dandy. Up here, we also want to copy these. Give me a couple of seconds. I'm just going to paste those in like that. We are going to change these 2 lines, though. They're going to be in a case statement. And we've got an incoming add in 50 seconds. All right, sweet. So we need to. I'm just putting these as commented out at the moment because I'll come back and fix them all. We're doing a left outer join on NearBeach object assignment OA on, now this will be task ID equals t dot task ID because we're dealing with the task table. Now down here we've got t and task ID in, and we just need task ID from the temp table. The link relationship is going to be sub-object, and the objects are either going to be requirement or project. So if I hit run, we're getting 2. And we get object type task. All right, cool. Now we have an add coming very, very shortly. So I need case statements. So case expression, when expression then result 1, when expression then result 2, if else. All right, sweet. So I'm just going to copy that. I'm going to do a little comment out section down here. I'm going to paste it down there. We're pretty happy with this particular data. We don't need it anymore. We only use it for referencing. So up here, what we want to do is we want to have a case and then case expression. And we've just hit ads. All right, cool. Ad time. Welcome to Shoulder Face. All right, for those on YouTube, we run ads every 30 minutes because on Twitch, well, we run ads on Twitch every 30 minutes. So anyone who joins doesn't actually get pre-rolled ads. As for YouTube, you don't have any ads, so don't worry. You get to listen to me talk for a little bit. I'll solve a Rubik's Cube, which I can't find the other. I must have left it in the kitchen. That's where it is. So, yeah. All right, let's pick out the Siamese. So, yeah, this is essentially 2 Rubik's Cubes conjoined. I'm hoping everyone's going well tonight. So, yeah, it is hot here, very, very hot. Socks, did you want to leave? She's like looking at me being like, currently, where I am, it is still... Okay, cool. It's dropped down to 27. All right. So it's not going to be that hot as much any longer, which is nice. Anyway, sorry. My cat is meowing at the door. There you go, sweetie. Okay, I'm going to actually keep this door open now. Now that the cool change has come. Alright. I'm pretty sure we're... Welcome back, everyone. Sorry, just gonna do it like this. Okay, cool. So we've got a case statement. So case expression. So I think, if memory serves me correctly, and it's been a while since I've actually done case statements, it will be, what is the field? We want OA dot, what is the field called? It's like parent something, something, something. Object assignment. Link relationship will be our parent link. Parent link. Okay, so when parent link will equal requirement item, then it'll be OA dot. So we need to do it as requirement item. So the parent link just tells us what it is. So I just need to do OA.parent link. That will be fine. And then here we just need the OA.requirement item ID. And then when it is going to be project, then OA.project ID. Else, it's going to be nothing. And then we end. So that should handle that and that. So that should be case parent link as parent object. Oh my god, I can't type. Yeah, done. Everyone's happy. As parent object ID. I'm just going to copy that, make sure that's correct. Okay. That is working. So we've got 2 for the QA team. But if I go back here with the sprint, we've got task queue administration. Now that's not picking up. Now I'm just wondering why. So it should be left out of join. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all of this and I'm going to strip it back down. Alright, so we don't need the left out of joins, we don't need the case statements or anything like that, we don't need the OQ, sorry, we don't need the OQ. If I hit play, we just had some really bad. Yeah, we've got number 1 in there. But we don't have number 1 in here, and we want number 1 in here. Now, I'm just wondering if it's these. So I'm just gonna remove them. That's low-hanging fruit. No, it isn't. So it is a left outer join. So it's definitely this. It's not an inner join. Okay, so now to figure out why. It might be these. All right. Alright, so I think I know what's happening. I think it's these. If I actually comment these out, we'll have it. We'll have it plus a lot of extras and stuff like that.
So what's actually happening is this is definitive being like, oh, your array has to have these particular values. And I'm like, well, no. We've got to put it in an or statement in there being like, or it could be null. So a good way to do that is to wrap this in an and statement. Be like, all right, cool. So it's got to be that. Hang on, I'll muck that up. I'll muck that up. The and is going to be for that and, but we've got to have two levels of it. So it's going to be and this. Or, in this case, we go OA.link relationship is null. And that's it. And we're like, all right, cool, that should work. And then if we hit play, we can clean this code up a little because we can do something like, just to make it look neater. Oh, still didn't work. All right, I'm gonna give it that. I've got it in the wrong spot. All right. Alright, so I needed to put it up here and actually declare it part of the left outer join and can't go down here. So we'll just delete that code. That's perfectly fine. We'll delete that code. Get rid of that. Yep, cool. And then we'll hit play and then presto, done. We've got all of everything. We've got the two differences down there. Alright, sweet. So I'm happy with this. So the idea being is we should be able to just copy this, go into here, we go down here, we go union, and then we paste this in. And then I hit play. And we got projects and tasks. Sweet. Cool. And then I'm going to save this. I accidentally clicked the wrong button. I clicked the wrong button again. It's really hot here. I've gone stir crazy. All right, so we've got two unions in there. We've got two things in there which I'm really happy about. All right, so I'm gonna delete this, close without saving, because all we need now is to do the requirements, and they're going to be a lot. The requirement item. They're going to be a lot easier. So we're gonna grab this. We're gonna go copy. We're gonna go down here. We're gonna go paste. Sweet. Another thing we want to actually do is, this is just for reference. And hi, Seni Sensei, how are you going? Hopefully you're going well. Welcome, welcome. I do hope you are enjoying my content. So what we're doing today is we are restructuring this because we can't get a left outer join to connect some data. We've done some pros and cons. And I'm like, let's just do it. Let's just do some raw SQL in Django. It's the only time we're actually doing raw SQL in Django. So, yeah, it's as scary as it sounds. And we're just figuring it out as we go along. So, what we need to do, once again, we need to just grab these particular values down here. We're going to copy them. We're going to paste them. We are going to grab... if I scroll up to the top one, it's just these two. This is wrong. Now that we've figured it out, it can be OA dot parent link, as that, because if it's null, it means it will be null. We don't have any cases of that yet, but yeah. And we print it off. Yeah. Because yeah, if that project was null, yeah. Alright, execute query, going over here. We've got the top one, so I just want to go select, distinct, and then, yeah, once again, we're just gonna select all of these, we're gonna bring them in, we're gonna get rid of all the little things at the end, and then we're gonna go from, and then this will be NearBeach requirement item. Cool, we're gonna go down here, we're gonna select this little where from. Yep, we're going to paste that in. We're also going to do left join NearBeach list of requirement item statuses. We're going to go RI for that one and RIS, and then we're going to join on RIS.requirement item status ID equals ri.requirement item status. Easy. I think, yeah, that's it for the joins. We don't need to do any other joins in here. I do want to copy these. And you'll see me copy them and paste them in. Instead of having these like this, they'll be like this, because they'll be null by default. Alright, and then we got the where and all that. I think this one's going to be a lot easier to do. Yeah. So 1, 2, and then we go ri dot requirement item title as title. Now, when we actually refactor the database again, we're going to eventually make the database a lot of the fields sort of the same. We've got a problem. So for example, title, you'll see with the task, it's short description, long description for the title and description. For project, it is title and description. We're going to rename these and be more consistent. When I did this a long time ago, and I should have really deleted the whole database, but I didn't delete the whole database when I did the refactor. I should have made this more consistent. So, yeah. Alright, the description would be requirement item scope. So there is one where it's once again different, because when we're looking this up, everyone's like, yeah, it's going to be the scope, it's going to be the scope. However, yep. Requirement item status ID as status ID. This one will be that dot requirement item higher order status as a higher order status. This one will be RIS dot has no start date, has no end date, because it's a user story. And then this one will be RI dot requirement ID as that. All right. I'm just gonna hit play. We're broken something. We be me. What have I broken? Looking at this. No such column as higher order requirement, higher requirement item, higher order status. All right. There we go. No such column as t.task. Oh, we haven't done the connections yet. Oops, that's requirement item and then requirement ID from that table, and it'll be requirement item ID, sorry. All right, cool. We're gonna hit play. No such column as RI requirement item status. Alright, so we've got one result, and that's perfectly fine. We've got no object or data in there, sweet. And then all we need to do is really copy this, and once again, we just union onto here. Onto here. So those are our three queries which we're binding together to get our data which comes back. If we actually jump onto this, you'll notice that it's pretty similar. There is extra data, there is a fifth, an extra line in there, and that's because this task is repeated twice because it is a child element of two different objects, so a project and a requirement item. Otherwise, it will match all of this, and I think that will work. So we've got to test this using Postgres and MySQL. I will probably jump on this later and actually test using, so this wants to use Podman, which is fine. I've got to jump onto this and actually use this. Alright, container oracle.com database free latest. Because it'd be interesting to actually support, to see if this works in Oracle. I think that's the one which is going to have the most trouble. Oh, I've got to fix up those. So if we go into different databases, so as you see, MariaDB, MySQL, Postgres, and Oracle, which is what we're supporting. I don't have SQLite in there, just because this is assuming this is a production database and you're going to use something like that. Now, Oracle, we recommend using an external database like AWS, RDS, etc., so you can scale and back up. Yep, all right, cool. So yeah, we've got it set up like that, but I need to test it. Oh yeah, this is Docker database, so we can actually do this with a Docker database. But I want to be able to connect to it and test this out, but I can shove this code into the code and test it. That's not going to be a problem. MySQL. Oh, hold on. Should read the docs just go down? I didn't break it. Everyone saw it. I didn't break it. Though I do tend to break things. Or is it just that one page? MariaDB is working. MySQL. Alright, it's back working. I didn't break it, I swear. Alright. So we've got this. Let's I'm just wondering how I could connect to something. How I can connect to the database. I don't know. I mean, I've got Docker running and stuff like that. I don't have Minio running. I could potentially connect it all up and do all that kind of stuff. Alright, tell you what, I'll probably do that later. I want to see if this code works. So, first things first. Let's copy everything. Let's go into here. Essentially, we're getting rid of all of this. And we're using that. Yeah, alright. Don't worry about that. So, how did we do this again? We need to import Django database connection. So this is on 97. So from Django database import connection. Cool. And then what we want to do is with connection.cursor as cursor, we want to have cursor.execute, and we're doing the 3-line sort of things. We're doing this. I'm going to paste all of this in. Now, the one problem is cancel. No. So I'm just having a look at this and seeing how we can format it. So 1, 2, 3. Okay.
The idea is having a problem with it. Okay, so we've got all of that. Cursor execute.
All done. And then object results equals fetch all. And then it just returns the list, a JSON dump of list, Django encoding. I don't know if this will work. This will probably break straight away. I'm not holding my breath. So if I hit refresh, we actually got data. It didn't break. We actually got data, but it's in that sort of format. Okay, not a problem. Not a problem at all. This is amazing that that didn't break. And we've actually got data that has come from the back end. So all I need to do is get it in the right format so that way my front end knows, hey, these are objects and so forth like that. We just need to read the documents a little bit more. This is actually quite good. So we've got all of that, set bar, set foo, fetch once. We need to get it so that way the fields sort of work. So name map type of situation. Do we have that translation layer? Oh, socks. Seriously, stop it. No. I mean, we could potentially run it off the project table. Oh, no, the project table won't work because there's 3 of them. Yeah. And I don't want to run 3 queries when I've got it set up like this. All right, let's read the docs. Let's continue down. So we haven't put in the this yet, so we should actually put in this into the code. So we only need it in one spot. So we just need that. However, they do say there is a warning, don't use that on MySQL. We did read that before. Alright, I've got to put in the data. location ID. Socks, detail. Yeah. Okay, I am making sure that still runs. No, it failed. Syntax error, percentage. So it didn't like that. Oh, does it actually want it in single quotes? That might be a problem. But we can do that. All right, that should work. No. Syntax error. Damn it. So close. Alright. Don't know why it doesn't like that. So I'm just going to put a 3 in there for the moment. And we're just going to hit refresh. Once it gets done. Syntax error. Alright. Where are all these syntax errors coming at now? I tell you what, when something like this happens, you've got the original code, you can just go in here and be like, you know what, I'm just gonna delete it. Alright, I'm just gonna delete it. Gonna cause problems, delete. Gonna paste you in like that. And I'm gonna hope for the best. And wait for it to... There we go. So yeah, I don't know why the... is not working. Even though, if we have a look at the documentation itself, it literally says that. And it isn't in a where statement. There's our where statement. Ooh, ad break. All right. Welcome back. So yeah, for those on YouTube, we run ads on Twitch every half an hour, so people who jump on Twitch don't get pre-rolled ads and so forth like that. So yeah. Yeah, we are currently, I tell you what, during the ads I usually talk or solve a Rubik's Cube. We are going to solve this Siamese Rubik's Cube. So I need to do this, 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 I need to do this. I need to do this, and I need to do this. Alright. I need to sort of remind myself that time does run out. Alright, so we've almost done this. Oh, I got that one case. So the thing is, with the Siamese cubes, you're limited by your move set. Now, how's that? We've got 9 seconds left. I can't do much. I can possibly do something like that, and there you go. I've got one side of that one, but I need to finish that out. Anyway, welcome back, everyone. So it doesn't like the S. I don't know why. Am I missing something? We've got execute. It's all in a single line. tell you what I'm going to do. We're going to do that. We're going to test this out. So that worked. So I don't know why the other one didn't. Now, it could be because we're triple quoting everything and we need to put it all in one line and stuff like that. We can do that. So I'm just going to comment that one out. I'm just going to go cursor.execute, and then we're just going to put location ID back here. And what I want to do is I want to minimize this. I'm just going to paste that in, like so. So we're going to test this out. So we've got single quote, single quote, single quote, single quote. We should be checking for double quote in here. I don't. It's probably what's broken it. Alright, give me a couple of seconds. I've got to check my cases. Because I know there's a big difference between singles and double quotes in MS SQL, and I've just got to double check that I might just need escapes in here. Then, alright, when milliseconds is less than, or but we're not quite what I wanted. Not quite what I wanted. Alright, going back into here, I'm pretty sure we could get away with that. Yeah. Alright, what I'm going to do, undo. Oi, sick and tired of hitting that escape button 10 times. And then we just gotta search for any escape characters. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. Guess the machine isn't. Not all arguments converted during string format. Alright, cool. Because it is a number, it's not a string. So we've got to do Python string manipulation. Actually, this will be part of Django raw SQL integer value. Yeah, it's in Django's raw SQL, placeholders are always set, not that or anything else. Person raw to the last name. You can also use foos in your parent directory. Okay. Now, in this sort of case, all right, because we're not got the S, so we've got to go over here, and I've got to go %s, And then we go over here, and then we just wait a little while. We hit refresh. We've got our data. There we go. All right, I'm happy. That code is, I do apologize. I'm just going to test it with 3 quotations now. Alright. Because if we've got 3 quotation, that means that we could potentially do 3 different lines. Alright, cool. So I want to go back into here. I want to copy all of this. I am going to comment out this line, and I am going to go cursor, execute, 3 lines, paste it in, do a new line over here, and go location ID. I then want to bump this up by 3, I think it was. Yep. That way, anyone who comes into here to read this and so forth like that is like, oh, okay, that's how you do all this. And then it should be like that. And then that should almost work. We just got to go %s. Wait a little while, hit reload, and presto. So we've got our data, we just don't have it how we kind of want it now. And we've got to fix that. So the thing is, this is meant to come back as not as a list of arrays, but a list of objects. And that is our next big sort of thing we've got to tackle. And I just don't know how to yet. But not a problem, that's why we read the documentation. Okay. And then we do like this and this. And hey, Aiden, how are you going? Hopefully you're going well. Socks does deserve some treats. And stand for 30 minutes. All right, we'll do both at the same time. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Okay, got socks on the. There we go. All right. I like how her head just raises, being like, "What the hell's happening? What? What? How you been, Aiden? By the way." Gotta stand. There we go. All right, the treats. It's going well, slowly wrapping up my assignments for uni. Oh, nice. All right, socks. I'll get my camera gear out of the way. In your bed. Don't. No. In your bed. Yep, stay in your bed. No, in your bed. You know how this works. Oh. All right, you can find that treat later. It's been busy with peak busy season at uni. Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. I fully understand. You have a short holiday over the December, don't you? Okay, so much raw SQL there. Oh, fair enough. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete that, We're going to now read the docs. Oh, hang on. No, we're feeding socks. There we go. There we go. Give her a couple of pats. She's all happy. She's going to attack the camera now. In short, you mean I finished this Friday and go back to the 20th? Yeah, that's actually a pretty decent sized holiday. Yeah, damn. It's a nice little holiday you got there. Okay, we're just gonna modify this camera and be like, there it goes, socks. There you go. You can be very vain. Alright, so performing raw SQLs, we want all of that coming out.
That's all the connections. Columns, alert. Alright, by default, the Python database API will return results without field names, which means you end up with a list of values rather than a dictionary. A small performance and memory cost. You can return results as a dictionary by something like this. This is what we want. Alright, cool. Stop moving that thing. So, I'm just going to copy these 2 lines. And I'm... Socks. Alright. Here you go. She's like attacking the camera and everything. She's like, I'm gonna attack you. I'm gonna push you off the table. Yeah. Stop it. Alright, I'm gonna put this over here. You stay good. Alright. She's like, no, I'm gonna cause trouble. Gonna keep pushing the things off. Yeah, it's only short when comparing to some. Yep, fair enough. Summer holidays were fun. I had so much fun. Alright, I'm going to copy. Another option is to collect name tuple from Python standard library. A name tuple is a tuple-like object that fields accessible by attributing lookups. It's also indexable and iterable. Results are immutable and accessed by field names or indices, which might be useful. Ooh, alright, I'm going to try this one first. And I am also going to grab this, put it over here along with this. There we go. Alright, so we should just jump between the code and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cry a little because that didn't copy. Oh no, I used the Mac shortcuts. Alright, don't worry. We don't want to return that yet. What we want is object results equals this. And then I want to do that. And then summers are amazing. Yes, I am currently going through hot weather, so they are amazing. Except when you got a heat wave. Okay, so it's 22 at the moment. It was 39 before. So when I started stream, it was still in the very high 30s. It's actually cooled down in this room ever since opening up the window. It's now 29 degrees Celsius in here. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay. Going over here, where was I? I was somewhere. I've lost my plot. Alright, that one. You go over there. You and you connect. Built different. Yeah. How can I live in that temperature? Yeah, I'm kind of used to it. I grew up with it. So, yeah. Should have seen me in Japan, though. It was 30 degrees and 100% humidity. It didn't look like I was living in it. Where 1 equals 1? Yes. Yes, so, good point. I should actually remove that. The 1 equals 1 is just something I've learnt to modularize my code. So there's times where I'm playing around in the database and stuff like that, and I switch in and out and different conditions and so forth like that. Having a where 1 equals 1 gives me the ability to do that without having to put on the ands, ors and stuff like that. But when you're doing a proper code and everything's solidified, you should get rid of those. So yeah. Anyway, that should be running. I'm going to close this. I'm going to jump onto the sprint. And how are you, Jay, the developer? Hopefully you're going well. Welcome back. Aircon needed for sure. Yeah, I need to upgrade my aircon. Ooh, this is working. Yeah, I need to upgrade my aircon. I think my aircon's rather old. So it might be one of those things where it's cheaper to upgrade it well, hopefully next year. And thus it can pay itself off. Alright. I'm really happy how that actually got the data back and stuff like that. That worked a treat.
So all I need to do now is test on other different databases. So we know it works on SQLite. It most likely will work on MySQL, but we can test it. We need to test Postgres and Oracle. So yeah, I'm good. Rough Monday. Deployed some code that didn't actually deploy and had to revert it. Oh yeah, no, I know that. Oh, I had that last week. Yeah, I've been trying to do some WebP stuff, and essentially it's just caused more and more problems, and I'm just like, I'm going, oh god, why isn't it working and stuff. 6 PRs to revert. Oof. Ooh. Yikes. Good luck. I am sorry you were going through that. That is not fun at all. It's still showing that. Oh, that. Yep. Still doing all of this, which is nice. So, yeah. All right. I'm going to commit that. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to go remove static. Hit status. Alright, we're not going to add in the ref queries for sprints, don't you worry. So git add NearBeach views Gantt chart views. Git commit let me, oh yeah, don't forget to drop everyone, exclamation point drop followed by your favorite emoji. Alright, I'm going to do socks licking herself. She's not facing us at the moment, but I'll give her a little butt waggle. Alright, so what did we do? We wrote SQL statement for a raw SQL statement for obtaining the what were we obtaining? Obtaining the sprint information along with parent objects. Guys, one horizontal plus one vertical monitor set up, or both horizontal. Ooh, depends how you use it. A lot of at the moment, I've got, if we go over here, technically 2 monitors. Technically, this is technically 3. So my setup at the moment is my widescreen, ultra widescreen. I've got a laptop, and I've got an iPad with a little small screen. So my stream is running on here right now. The reason why I use a ultra wide is I can have the page up here, so hello world, and then I can have the console over here, and this will still be HD and stuff like that. This is my current setup, but in the past I have had a vertical and a horizontal set up like this, and this was my computer, where I had a lot of code like SQL stuff over here because they were very long sort of scripts, and then I had Excel over here because it usually is like that. So yeah. Right now I'm working on a customer's order form that's still got legacy code with IE6 compatibility. It makes me sad. Holy hell. Who's support that? Why support IE6? It's been dead for years. When did IE6 die? Alright, it didn't. Yeah, they urged people. They actually killed it. There was a particular day it died. Or am I thinking IE11? I'm thinking IE11. When did this one die? Oh yeah, 2 years ago. 2.5 years ago. So, yeah. Damn, IE6 compatibility. Ugh. Depends what you have on the second monitor. If for Discord, I support having a second vertical monitor. Yep. Okay then. If you had to build a business website for a friend of yours, what will your approach, tools, and what would you choose? Good sort of question. I would ask them. Several sort of things is their knowledge and ability of computers. All right, not just knowledge, or I should say willingness to learn. Straight away, if it's going to be a CMS, so I've got two options, Umbraco and WordPress. Now, the only reason why I'm recommending those two is because I know them. There are many CMSs out there that you could potentially use. Umbraco usually uses content blocks and all that kind of stuff. You usually spend a lot of time setting it up in the back end, whereas WordPress is a blog site, and it's usually... I'll show you. Give me 2 seconds. Just wait, I've got to go on the secret screen. Okay, so this is Umbraco. Usually I've set it up so it's all done with content blocks and stuff like that. Ignore the front page. The front page is actually usually set in stone. If we go into like a blog or something like that, hold on, let me open this up. There it goes. So Umbraco set up so you've got these little sort of options that you set up, and then I've got it set up so you got little tiny blocks, in which case you got code that could be edited and stuff like that. Now on the back end, I've had to program how to handle all of these. Now WordPress, on the other hand, once again, I've got to do the secret screen. All right, is usually set up so that you can use the Gutenberg editor to sort of lay out the page. Now, this doesn't look as, you know, nice in the back end, but you kind of get what you get. And then there was a lot less sort of programming to get this to work and stuff like that. So yeah, both have pros and cons and so forth like that. I would talk to your friend how they would want to manage this moving forward, being the key word. Astro build is static site. Yep, that's sadly the effort to migrate to a modern stuff. Heck, even jQuery would be fun. Would require rewriting most of it. No customer wants to pay for that at that time. Yep, fair enough. Yep, that's how we got so much legacy code on the internet. I fully understand. I've had cases where that has been that's happened. Can't use Next.js for that as well. I'm not sure with static sites with Next.js. I just haven't, but Aiden probably will know. You could, but Astro is faster and also supports other frameworks like Svelte, React, and Vue in the same app. Okay. Right now I'm avoiding WordPress till drama stops with Matt. Fair enough. My personal site was created before the drama, so I'm stuck with it.
But would you use the entire WordPress ecosystem, or would you most likely just use the CMS API they offer without the UI UX part, just managing the content? That is a really good question. I have not used the API yet for the WordPress site. So it's a great question. I just don't have a response to it because I haven't used it. It would be awesome to sort of set everything up with the WordPress sort of ecosystem where you've got all the good and bad, have the API send the content blocks to you and then you handle it how you want. So yeah, but I just haven't, so I don't know how that works. I suppose if you choose to go without any website builder tool, you'll need to design ideas to lay out the website instead of choosing the theme. Yeah. In my sort of case, you can create your own theme. So this is my own theme. I've actually created this theme. It needs a lot of work, but that's fine. There is the Sage WordPress starter theme, which is what I highly recommend if you're ever going to create your own WordPress theme. I'm also creating my own plugins for a client, and I should finish those plugins too. At the moment, they're rendering the front end perfectly fine. So I think my friend does it for her clients is Next.js. Not sure how it's gone. So yeah, hopefully I've answered your question. But yeah, I would talk with your friends, see how willing they are to sort of manage a site. If they want something very, very basic where they pick a content block and just put in content, I would always go with Umbraco, but it's going to cost a little more to run. However, that being said, you got less fiddly stuff, but you've then got to build up all that sort of the code to make sure it renders. There's pros and cons for both. How to approach website design wisely. Do you guys pick an entire idea from awards, for example, or you go section by section and customize it? Good question. So I'm going to use real life examples here. So the NearBeach site, this header took me ages to sort of design. I knew kind of what I wanted. I wanted a sort of image of the NearBeach being used. This actually changes depending if you're in whatever mode. It should change into tablet and then change into mobile view. I wanted these sort of arrows. What I did was I did look up designs. I just went in and I looked at this site. So I looked at a bunch of them. So I looked at this site and noticed that, hey, I like that little gradient. So that's where I nicked that gradient from. I went in through here and I was like, all right, cool. I like the background pictures and stuff like that. And then I think, oh, there we go. And then I was like, you know what? I kind of like this. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna inspire myself from that. And so forth like that. So, and then with this one, I went to a bunch of other sites and stuff like that. And I was like, listen, I had a look at what people are doing. Oh, ad break in progress. Sorry, forgot about the ad break. I got distracted. You get to see me. Oh, sorry if anyone's feeling really ill from me doing that. I do apologize. Anyway, God, I'm getting the feedback down here. I'm like, oh God. I'm glad it's a smaller screen. How's our ad break? Ending in 7 seconds. All right, and welcome back. Is it better to imitate an entire site web design, or is it better to pick small components and adjust them and sync them to your website ideas? And that's what I've done. The latter is I've looked at ideas and I'm like, all right, cool. I like this idea over here, I like this idea over here. But when I put it into the design, I've made it more consistent throughout the whole entire site. So for example, the text and stuff like that. Buttons are all going to be consistent and so forth. Aiden says, I typically use Figma to come up with 4 concept ideas and see what competitors do, which is great, and build from that. If my proper design is involved, I use their spec sheet. Yep. I want to kind of specialize in making custom landing pages, but I don't want to use WordPress, which is fine. There are many tools out there. You don't need to use WordPress. Like again, there's Umbraco if you wanted to use a CMS. Aiden has, sorry Aiden, I know I said it, you said it before, and I'm going to read it again. Astro Build for a static site. Yeah, there's plenty of options out there to sort of set up your own sort of site and landing pages. I want to offer customization to the client and performance. Fair enough. So yeah, there's many options out there. So now when you're talking about a website, you gotta be like, is it static versus dynamic? If you're doing something dynamic, then you probably need a CMS. If it's static, so if it's not changing so often, yeah, you can lean on static. You can also have sites which have a database, but then they render all the pages and all that kind of stuff. I have not used one of those in a while. So yeah. Get good with front-end framework, which is popular, probably React with Next.js or Astro, yeah. So yeah. My little recommendation, just do something small. Something which you can probably do in an afternoon. And then once you've done that, go, all right, cool, put it away, start something different. Do something small, see what you can do, cool, move it on, do something small, cool, move on. And then after a little while, go back to the first one and be like, can I do this different? What have I learned? Can I improve this? And actually rebuild it. Because by the time you've done all those little tiny small ones, you've come across all those problems and you fixed up all those little tiny problems that you came across, and you're like, all right, cool. I know how to do this better. Let's see if I can do this better. I'm working in fintech industry as a front-end dev. I know those frameworks. My question is how to approach the process. I started a year ago and I want to already start building websites and getting paid for it. Yeah. Like a side hustle. Yeah. Just build stuff up. Also, when you build stuff up, you can create that sort of portfolio. So when you do a marketing site for yourself, you can be like, hey, look at all my designs. And then you can, literally send people to, let's say, a subdomain like design 1, another subdomain design 2, and stuff like that. So, yeah. Just get out there and start building. And Scotty B, where have you been? I've been around. So, I think Friday, I had to finish early on Friday because I was exhausted. I had a 2-hour cycle from work back home with a headwind, and I was just out of it. And I couldn't think properly or do anything. So I literally came home and I was like, oh God, I gotta start streaming now. So yeah. How have you been, Scotty B? Alright, so we've done all of that. Now I've just pushed this up. So yeah, we've got to test it on other databases. Yeah, make mini, micro, SaaS landing pages and make a portfolio, then register it for Upwork. Yeah, yep. Which reminds me, I've got to follow up with one of my clients, see if they're happy with what I've got. So, yeah. Alright. So we're happy with this. Okay, I had my tube replaced on Friday. It was a success and much better. Oh, congratulations. So, yeah. As I'm assuming it was a success and you feel better, which is awesome. So, yeah. Alright, so now that I've done that, Yeah, we've got to test it on other platforms. So, and trust me to close my documentation. Actually, no, we're gonna stop this. We're going to open up this. We're gonna open up sites. We've got Docker Compose scripts. We've got Minio, MySQL, the NearBeach Docker test. We're going to open up with text editor, and we're going to close other tabs. So this is, don't worry about any of these credentials. This is all on my local. It's fine. This thing gets it gets destroyed and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to use MySQL here, or MariaDB, I should say, to test this out first. So what we want to do is we want to open up a new tab. We want to cd into the Docker Compose scripts, followed by the NearBeach test, and we just want to go Docker Compose up, and that will run that. All right. An error happened. Okay, so it's building the database. Now, it had an error connecting to our S3, but we're not testing our S3 stuff. Now, there it is. So, if we go to localhost 8000, there it is. There's everything popping in. I don't know what we used for our admin and stuff like that, so I'm having a look in here. Secret key, database NearBeach, database admin user NearBeach. Alright. Oh, I've got to do the forgotten passwords sort of stuff. Oops. Yes, feel much better. The other one, they had to change it to last week, was too small and was burying itself into my abdominal muscle. Ooh. Ooh, that does not sound fun at all. I'm glad you're a lot better. Here's another idea. Maybe you could make a landing pages in Next.js for micro SaaS / indie hacker types of people and sell them on Gumroad, since that seems to be popping off a ton recently. Oh yeah, that's also a really good idea. You might as well sell the shovels, you pick axes, and make money off that instead of mining the gold yourself. Alright, so I've just got to go to my Mailtrap site very, very quickly. Not my Mailtrap site, sorry. I've just got to go to Mailtrap and log in, because I do believe this has... I've got to change my my profile picture and stuff. It's a very old profile picture. Alright, now password reset, localhost, reset password. Alright, it's going over here. I'm terribly sorry for those who are afraid of dots. Alright, NearBeach. Not now. Alright, cool. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to create a couple of objects first. So we want to create a project. We want the project name to be just test project. Test project. We're not worried about what we're putting in here. We've got no organization. That's perfectly fine. We're going to create a couple of tasks. So task 1, task. Yeah, test 1, whatever. And then what I want to do is create a new requirement, user scoped requirements. I am also going to turn on dark mode.
There we go. All right, cool. So what I want to do, requirement 1, we want to do requirement item. I'm going to create a requirement item in here. Oh, hello. Oh, I'm using a very old version of NearBeach. All right, give me... No, this won't work. All right, this won't work. I don't want it to. All right, not a problem. Sorry, I thought it was connected to my local instance of NearBeach. I should have been paying more attention. Okay. That should be stopping. Okay. Now, just checking to make sure that is down. I know there is a way. And I've absolutely forgotten how. There is a way to connect this to that source. We've done it before. And I've forgotten how we did it. Did we do it under... There it is. Yep, alright, cool. That's how we did it. And this is using the MariaDB. Yep, alright, cool. So, what I need to do... cd cron test docker compose up. Oh, all right, no, not a problem. What we're going to do is we're just going to delete it. That's fine. Just delete. Test startup. That's all fine. Alright, it's just got to download everything. That's perfectly fine. Sorry, I thought this one was actually connected to my source. That was a mistake. Alright, cron already installed, level up. Alright, cool. So the cron is running. If we click on this... Oh no, this one isn't going to run, is it? Alright, done. Startup. Did I mess this up? Obviously, if I make a 3 landing page template, integrated CMS with it, 1 or 2 e-commerce templates, I can pretty much just use them every time and just customize them for clients' needs. Yeah. Yep. That's a smart way of doing it. And always remember, when you customize stuff, be clear with the client of the limitations. Alright, I don't think I can use this one. So, I'm going to have to... How am I going to test this? I can run... So, I'm just having a good think here. What I'm thinking I could potentially do is I could just run MySQL and then try and connect to it. Put that in the Docker and all right. Hang on, have I got this already set up? I do. All right, cool. Once again, we're going back to this one. We've been like, all right, cool. We're gonna stop this one. I'm going to delete the cron test.
then we're going to go cd mysql docker compose up. And then we should, in theory, what port is 8080? Should have something like this. All right, cool. We got robotic me, we got that. All right, cool. We want user accounts. We're going to create a new account. We're just going to call it NearBeach, all underscore. Any host. It's going to have the, yeah, it's create database with the username, grant all privileges, wildcard, global privileges. All right, we don't need any. Let's go next. We're not going to save it. So on the database, NearBeach selected grant. Yeah, all right, cool. About motion.dev, is it supporting static pages or is there always JavaScript involved in it? JavaScript is involved in it, so I would need to make the component run on the client. What do you mean on the client? Alright, so going in here, we can minimize this. We're going to edit our, is that our local? Hang on a minute. How do I get this run again? So I'm just trying to remember how I get my local stuff running. Because there won't be any of that. Oh yeah, local dot settings. Alright, with the database stuff, we are just going in here, localhost, all that. Alright, installed apps, yep, that's fine. Middleware, that's all fine. Templates, that's all fine. Databases, so God, this is how long it's been. 2.1. Whew. Alright, MySQL. Oh, it should be MariaDB, won't it? Let's double check. Yeah, MySQL. We need this. So engine, database, options, read file. We're not. Oh, we got a read file. Don't. Oh my. The use client, I think, has for. I mean, I like the library. Just checked the website, but then again, for a simple slide in animation, I would need an entire package. Okay. Could you write that in? I don't know. I haven't used it. All right. We used to be able to do something differently, so I'm just going to go NearBeach.read the docs. Let's actually find this out. Actually, let's go. Old installation process, installation of MySQL server. I'm just going to copy this. Okay, host would be 8080. Or is it 88? Don't know. We'll figure that out in a second. We'll just hit debug. Error loading the MySQL database. All right. Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. This might be very old. All right. Yep, that's the same. Module not found, no module name, database. All right, cool. I think it's just going to be a pip install something. Watch, it's just going to be like, oh yeah, you just need to pip install MySQL Python. Ugh, I hate when that happens. Oh, all right. Okay. I'm just going to click on this one. So I'm going to click on this one. No, hang on. NearBeach. Which one? There you go. Source, VM, bin, activate, pip, install, MySQL. What do they have? Client. Getting requirements to build will did not run successfully. Oh, that's not good. Will did not exist MySQL client. So sudo apt install MySQL client. Oh. Yeah, this is going to be harder than I initially thought. Showing package config. Return 0, return 0. Alright. I don't feel like reinstalling all of MySQL on here and stuff like that, so I'm going to stop it here. What I'm going to do, git status. Alright, cool. Git reset hard. This one I'm just going to delete. That's perfectly fine. I'm going to have to test this off stream, so I'm going to have to bring up some instances of NearBeach. Alright. So that's fine. I just need to test this. And then once I've tested it and I'm happy with it, what we could potentially do is... what could we do? well, we're going to test it on all the other platforms. If it works perfectly fine, we start pushing this sort of change. Now, another sort of bug which we got to keep an eye out for. I'm just going to stop this. I'm going to start this up again. I'm going to make sure that we don't have that running. So we're just going to stop that. We're going to go, whoa, where did... Oh, I think I closed that one thing. All right, cool. We're going to go localhost. Admin. We're going to find a sprint, any sprint. It's cool, and we're going to add an object into it. So we're going to go requirement item. We're going to add in this particular object. Boom, it worked perfectly fine. All right, cool. So that's working. Now, I've only got 20 minutes left of my stream. Maybe less. I've actually got to do a little bit of work tonight, so I might actually finish in 10 minutes. Yeah, so next stream, what I want to actually do. So I'm going to go and write this next stream. Alright, so next stream, what we're going to do is finally implement the child components. Makes sense. I am zooming through all my assignments since I have 1 and more than half done out of 3, which are due on Thursday. Ooh, well that's good. So what do I mean by finally doing the child component? So if I close everything but what we need, essentially, let's say this task QA team, well, those two would be a child component of one of these requirement items and that project. And we want them to appear underneath that particular section. So how are we going to do that? I'm going to have to figure it out. And I'm going to have to figure out how it will look and how far down the child tree do we want to go. Because we only got limited space here. We could end up expanding it and stuff like that. I do want to come in here and really revitalize this. This page is terrible. I will admit the design is terrible. So, yeah, we've got to do that here. And we're going to add... Alright, cool. Welcome back, everyone who doesn't have ads. So, yeah. I feel like I haven't been out today, yet I feel like I'm sunburnt for some strange reason. Have not been outside. Actually, no, that's a lie. I did go outside for a little bit to go to an appointment, but I had sunscreen on my face. So, yeah. Okay, let's... Progress. Still really hate system modeling and database classes. Oh, fair enough. Window near you? Yeah, that's my window. So yeah, I finished the cube. I don't know what I was gonna say. I've absolutely lost my the plot, but oh well, that's fine. Only got 10 minutes left, so I'm hoping that when I do my work. Alright, I've got to set this up correctly. So that will be green, that will be blue. I think we're back. No, 16 more seconds. Alright, so we have to do this particular side. And then we do that, and then we do that, and then we go like this, and then we go like that, and then we go like this, and then we go like that, and then we go like this. And we go like this. Alright. And I think I should be saying welcome back, everyone. I think. I don't know. Pretty sure. Yeah, it's been long enough. There we go. Welcome back, everyone. Sun attacks you through the window. It's wood, but I've got an external awning down at the moment. So you can't tell at the moment because it's dark outside. But it's essentially a big giant sheet that is designed to keep the heat, the sun from going through the window and generating a lot of heat in the house. So yeah, that is down at the moment. It's one way how I keep my house cool. However, yeah, today it was pretty hard to do, mainly because it was extremely hot. So yeah. Alright, almost done this one. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. This is at the end of the night too. This is my struggle time. Okay. So, next stream, we want to do that. Finally complete the child components. We've got to design them. So design how the child components will look. And how far down the components we can go. Objects we can go. So you can have so the problem is it's easy to get this into a loop. You can have a let's say you got 3 objects, and let's say object 1 is a child of object 2, which is a child of object 3, which is a child of object 1, and then you create this sort of loop which just keeps going on forever. You don't want the whole thing being like, cool, I'm going to keep going. We'll probably do only 4, maybe 3 layers of children, and the idea being is it will cut off at one particular point. It will have weird issues if we have components that are grandchild of themselves and stuff like that. So I've got to figure a way where that won't happen. So yeah, the idea being, yeah, no obvious loop. So how far down the objects can we go? I'm going to say only just a few. Design how the child components will look. So for example, we might want to do a little arrow and then they have a new line and stuff like that underneath, and that we can collapse them from above too. So that way you can shrink this and expand it out. What else did we want to do? I think that's it. We also need to start thinking about making this look nicer too. It does look horrible in the sense that we could do a lot better than this. I think I've gone with just this and functionality at the moment, with the idea that we'll probably redesign this. We'll probably have this up here properly, go to parent object and all that kind of stuff. Hey Socks, are you? No, you're not running away. Yeah, I just gotta figure it out. Anyway, let's go and see if there's any bugs at the moment that we could potentially fix. We've got those ready for testing. Edit status does not fill out the modal correctly. Confirm status does not. Oh, we fixed these. We're definitely going to have another release soon. Duplicate task on a single day in my planner. Oh yeah, we've got to fix that one up. I should just spend an afternoon doing that one. We've got 7 bugs that I know of. I need to do another bug shakeout test soon. We are getting very close to holidays. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna have to call it there because I've got work very soon. So let's find someone to raid. Okay, Pirate Software is playing games. It's Oik. Yeah, it's Oik. Game dev. Oh, is he playing games or is he... Oh no, that's his own game. Sort issues when I want to avoid my family this Christmas. Fair enough. Yeah, I've got to go back to Deep Source, and I know I accidentally pushed some which have flagged it. So yeah, I've got to go back there and fix some up. So yeah. But anyway, thank you very much everyone for coming tonight. It has been wonderful. We have got a lot done actually. We are getting there. So yeah, I do hope you enjoy it. Oik stream. So yeah, he's currently building a game. Let's find out what he's doing, and I shall see you guys next time. So yeah, thank you.